Go ahead and start the meeting. Please stand and join me as pledge allegiance and immediately following a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The meeting is being recorded. Is it being, you got to guess that? All right. Need for executive session. Yeah. We need one to discuss wages.
Yes.
No, it's not for your. If we do need to talk about the county detective, then we pull you back in.
Okay. Do you want to do it at the end?
That might make more sense. Well, it's up to the body. You have to move to go into executive session anyway. So if someone wants to make a motion to go into executive session now, we can. If not,
it would be my preference to run through the business and then do the executive session.
Okay. So we'll just be working on these two positions that are before us, and then we'll go into executive session to talk about all the other positions, basically. Okay, sounds good. Then we will postpone the executive session. Approval of the meeting minutes from March 12th. Has everyone had a chance to review them? And are there any corrections?
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
The minutes for March 12th are approved. Next item on the agenda is part-time county detective. Would the district attorney like to explain the recommendation for Brian Zabel?
Sure. Rob Green, district attorney. Basically, I've been without a chief county detective since Blake Camp left quite a while ago. It was the beginning of last year. The reason why it's taken so long is I wanted to be very selective. The chief county detective is an integral part of any DA's office, and being that I was able to obtain the services of Brian Zabel, who was a corporal with the Pennsylvania State Police, well respected amongst all law enforcement agencies, and had retired last October. Wanted to take a 6-month hiatus in Florida. Don't know why, but wanted to take 6 months off and stay in Florida over the winter, and then was able to come back in April. Has accepted the position in talks with the commissioners and trying to figure out exactly where we were at. I think Brian Zabel's going to be fantastic to come on board to my office, and my office has limped along without a county detective or chief county detective, but it's going to be fantastic having a county detective back on board. What I'm asking for is that he be hired at a rate of $32.05 an hour and to work no more than 30 hours per week. That would be a part-time schedule with no benefits. He does get benefits from the state police as he's retired full-time from there. And this, I believe, has already been included in my budget under my budget code of 51-200 in the amount of $35,576. The reason what I was asked for originally is a salary of $50,000 per year. However, because he's not starting until April 23rd of this year, is my expectation is the prorated share comes out to $35,576.
Okay, very good.
If I can add one other thing, because of the 30 hours a week, he's going to be over 1,000 hours. He will have to pay into the retirement.
Okay. Shouldn't necessarily a bad thing,
but just so that you are aware and he is aware.
Okay.
So just for clarity, the hourly rate is $32.05. $32.05. Okay, it's just because it is on the sheet.
How will that transpire for next year then, Rob, for a full year?
Next year, that if you multiply the 32.05 times 30 hours, it's $49,970 or something along those lines. Basically, I'm looking for a budget of $50,000 per year for the county detective, obviously prorated this year. So next year will be a $50,000 budget.
Is that comparable to was that comparable to what the former?
No. These are he's getting paid more and doing more hours than what Dee was doing.
What was the former budget?
Former budget was 15,000, I believe.
You say this is in the 2018 budget?
This is it is in the 2018 budget.
We did budget for this.
Okay.
Did we have a salary survey done on this position?
We did not.
I don't think it was, because we had already negotiated essentially in the last budget. Okay.
Just for comparison, someone with Brian's, and I guess since he's a state employee, but he was making around $120,000 a year as a corporal. That's his comparable budget, where divided by whatever the hourly rate that would be. So he would take obviously a pay cut, but with his experience, it's more of a retirement job, being that it's part-time. To get someone of this caliber, you've got to pay accordingly. And I believe it is completely in line with what other counties are paying. Actually, we are behind. Most counties have more than one county detective, even a 6-class county. But I think this will serve my purpose. So.
Do you think you need a full 30 hours for every week?
Yes. Yeah. More than likely he's going to be, not that he would ever work over 30 hours, but more likely he's working over 30 hours and putting in the 30. It's essentially a full, but yeah, to answer your question, yes. He will be putting in 30 hours every week. I have no doubt.
And even if he doesn't, it's a part-time job, so whatever the utilization by the offices is, as long as it doesn't go over 50 in a year, I think that's the budgeted item. So
yeah.
The idea is to allocate a greater level of resource to the DA's office for the drug task force and a number of other things that are very important, especially in light of the drug issues that we have in the county.
I don't have any issues with this. We were pitched this idea well over a year ago, had ample opportunity to consider this, and I'm certainly ready to vote on this.
All right, so to be clear, the reason this is before us is because it's a rate change for the non-union position. So unlike past practice, we're not hiring Brian Zabel in this meeting. That is something that the district attorney is able to do on his own by his own authority. What we are doing is approving a part-time position at a rate of $32.05 an hour. And the budget line item is actually the thing that's keeping him from using it more than 30 hours, and the fact that it's a part-time position. So the other thing to note is that up until now, the judge has been the only other elected official that has utilized the Section 1630, I believe, that allows elected officials to vote besides the treasurer and the commissioners in salary board. So this will be the first meeting that the district attorney himself will be able to cast a vote on this issue. So in this case then, in this vote only, the district attorney could make a motion to approve a part-time position at a rate of $32.05 an hour.
I would be honored to make the motion to make the salary rate of the chief county detective $30.05 an hour.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Motion made by the district attorney, seconded by Commissioner Morrison. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the... I'm sorry, did you have something?
All I was going to say is I think that Brian Zabel will be a fantastic county detective. I know him fairly well, and I've had talks with him and his family about his training, and I think that he'd be a fantastic asset in this position.
Okay, now I'll call the question, and we'll be accepting votes from the treasurer, the 3 commissioners, and the district attorney. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
I assume that was all in favor. Motion carries unanimously. You can go ahead and hire at your will.
Okay. So I just have to let him know he's hired, and then he comes to see you.
Come to see
Keith, yeah.
Okay.
And I know him as my neighbor.
No, yeah.
But the
Don't hold that against him.
Was the effective date 4/23? Could you say?
The effective date is Monday, April 23rd, 2018. He gets back, I think, the Friday before, so he
The position is approved now, so you can hire whenever you want.
Thank you. I'm out of here now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
The next position on the agenda is for Chief Deputy of Juvenile Probation. Judge, would you mind reminding us what the situation is?
Michael Grubbs was selected to fulfill John Girardi's position as Chief Juvenile Probation Officer. As such, the Deputy Chief position opened up, and there were 2 qualified applicants for that position. Brenda Beers was selected as she had over 12 years' experience in the Juvenile Probation Department, supervisory experience in terms of sex offenders and the sex offender program. Also, she was in a position where she understood the initiatives, the JJSES, juvenile justice initiatives that, again, the department has been trained by the Commonwealth on new initiatives, and anyone outside of the department hasn't had to undergo the training. The training's extensive, and it was best to promote from within, and that's what happened in this case. We recommend a starting salary of $49,995, which is about $32 an hour. The range with the study, again, the Deputy Chief was below in the red area on the former study. So that position was one of the lowest. I think it was the adult Deputy Chief was at 71% of market value, and the juvenile.
The target mid was 56.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And she has 12 years experience. The bottom is 56, so that 49 was fair.
How I was, we'll assume in executive session talk about the kind of overarching plan, roll out raises, or if we even can this year for the other positions. I came at it from a different angle and got about the same number, so I'm comfortable with the number.
You're comfortable with the number, okay.
What was budgeted?
Budgeted, I believe, was 45.
The original is 45,091.
So this would be a $4,000 increase.
Yeah.
And it would need to come from, if I was understanding correctly, there'll be something we can juggle around in juvenile, at least for this year, to get us through this year for this increase.
Right.
Okay.
So make a motion to.
What are we juggling around in juvenile?
I'm not sure.
I believe it's a grant that we have for training that we can use for incentives for salary.
So
that's
one
what I'm
time.
understanding. It's a one-time on that.
Right.
Do we have that money?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then you were making a motion to increase the full-time non-union salary of juvenile deputy chief to $49,995.
Yes. So moved.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Very good. Motion is made by Judge Skirta and seconded by Commissioner Eggleston. Effective date April 1st.
Yes, that would work.
Very good. Any further discussion?
I just want us to be cautious about using this study when we haven't had a chance to discuss it yet. Because I think we're just flat out referring to it without knowing the ramifications. So I'm concerned that we're going to start spending money that we're going to have to then turn around and increase taxes. So that's my concern, until we can have an analysis done. And I hope we just don't assume that this study is where we're going to be.
Well, I think that's going to be the bulk of the discussion in the executive session. For this particular position, if there's allocated funds within juvenile probation that can be moved around, that in this specific case, we can move forward with a vote. I wouldn't say that this is an indication of anybody's feeling, certainly not my feeling on the study itself, or what the implications of it are. I think that there are a few positions in the county that you couldn't make the same case on, so where do you start and where do you end? And that's going to have to be part of the discussion.
Anything further? All right, then all those in favor of increasing the salary for Deputy Chief of Juvenile Probation to $49,995 a year, effective April 1st, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Yeah, aye.
Commissioner Morrison, was that in favor?
Yes.
Okay. Unanimous then. All right. So that motion carries, and the next thing on the agenda, I guess, would be the executive session. Do I hear a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Executive session then. Who do we want to keep? Eric, since it has financial implications.
Yeah, I think everybody stays with it.
Okay, very good.